Maybe you want to do the maintenance of the engine, or maybe it just broke. Today we will talk about the Carter engine support. So in this episode I will show you how to remove it and what's the trick behind the easy installation. Let's get into it. Make sure that you check springs and release the tension directly in the cable. Baby steps. You can start by introducing to the middle of the spring a rubber mount like this. Ratchet, long extension, quick extension, 10mm socket, steel wire. Hi there! Welcome back to the Paramotor engine maintenance series. My name is Stefan, and in today's episode, as I told you before, we will show you how to remove and reinstall the engine bracket support. Let's get into it. To have access to the bolts that are actually holding in place the engine bracket, the engine support, first we need to remove the pull start, the ignition coil and the exhaust. So we already covered this in previous episodes. If you're not sure how to do it, then please be sure to check the links in the description down below. You have a link with each video to do each operation. We've already done pretty good videos about that. So first, let's take off the pull start. Now let's remove the ignition coil. Now the flywheel. Exhaust. As you can see, the engine support, the engine bracket is empty, doesn't have any accessories, and we have those four bolts that are holding it in place exposed. These bolts are synced head bolts, so they have a conical head shape bolt and have a lot of surface contact with the crankcase. And usually, because of a little bit of moisture, it can oxidate or can create a little bit of oxide layer that can get the bolt stuck. So what I like to do, and what actually works every single time for me, is hammer them a little bit with a soft brass puncher. Each bolt, just 1-2 taps, not much. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now they should come loose very easy with a 5mm Allen key, Allen bit. Okay, 1 done. 2, 3, 4. Perfect. It's very easy to strip the head of the bolt because it's only a 5mm head and the bolt is an 8mm thread. Now that all the 4 bolts are out, we should be able to take this off the engine using a little screwdriver. Okay, is off. So be careful on the seal. And now, as you see, we have it out. Once you've done your maintenance, or you just have the new part in your hand, be sure that everything here is clean. You cleaned the old seal paste here, or if you install the old one, clear the seal paste from these two. Be sure that everything is clean, everything is ready to be installed, and then we will proceed with the installation. For cleaning the seal paste out of the surfaces, for me the best works a new cutter blade, although it's kind of a dangerous tool if you don't have a steady hand because you can scratch the surfaces, but usually works. It's the fastest for me. So now, very easy, we will take the seal out, the extra sealant down. Then, using some brake cleaner or any other solvent that you have, be sure that the surfaces are clean. Using Scotch-Brite for the final cleaning of the part, works like magic. Be careful when you use Scotch-Brite because this can leave some residues which are really abrasive. Actually, this is its purpose, right? So be sure that you clean everything properly after you use Scotch-Brite. So okay, this is clean. Turn off the engine, to be cleaned. Now that we have everything cleaned, we are ready to install it back. Because we used a lot of degreaser, I will just use some oil, Motul 800 oil that we are actually using for mixing up the gasoline into the bearing, so we are sure that on the first start the bearing is greased. Now we just need to apply a small amount of sealant or silicone, or how do you call it. I prefer to use the Vittorazi, is plus 300 degrees. It can withstand more than 300 degrees, and for me it worked like magic every single time. So just a little bit of paste. Don't be too greedy because it will go into the engine anyway if you will apply too much, and we don't need that much. Now make sure that all the surfaces are covered. A little bit more. Maybe more here. Once the sealant is applied, everything is cleaned. Now we are ready to install the new or the used carter support in place. We already degreased the seal, so I will put some new grease inside. We are sure for the very first startup everything is greased. Be sure not to touch grease on this surface. Now identify which one is the upper part and which one is the lower part. But anyway, you can match the bolt pattern in just one single direction, so you can't go wrong with it. Now slide the throttle again here. Now be sure that you go very easy with the seal on circular motions, so you don't damage the lip, the lip that actually is making contact with the shaft. Next, take the bolts. Small amount of Loctite inside the thread. Very small amount of Loctite, and put the bolts back in. First just make them snug, and then we will use the torque wrench. Now take your torque wrench, set it up to 15 Newton meters, not more. Although it's an 8mm thread, it's very short and it has a singed head. That means that it has a lot of contact surface with the part and it can take a lot of load. And tighten it to 15 Newton meters. It may seem like not that much, but is plenty for this bolt. In cross pattern, always when you tie these kind of surfaces, go in cross pattern. And the last one, let's recheck them. This is checked. Check. 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 Now that you have the support in place, we can proceed with installing all the parts back to the engine. As I told you before, if you're not sure how to do it, please be sure that you check the links in the description down below, because we have videos that covered every single part that I disassembled, I removed from the engine, and you will see how to remove it and put it back in the proper way. So fast forward to the complete engine. Now we have everything back installed. The new or the used engine carter support is in place, perfectly installed, so we are good to go. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Please be sure that you hit the like and subscribe button, and I appreciate if you will share this video with your friends. Maybe they will learn something from it. And stay with us because we will have a few more videos to go, and we will go again deep inside the engine, and we will change bearings and everything. Stay with us. Thank you very much. Till next time. Ciao.